Police in KwaZulu-Natal have yet to make an arrest after an 80-year-old grandmother was murdered in Pietermaritzburg last week. Maria Ngwenya was killed in her home on Wednesday afternoon. She was found half naked, lying face down in her lounge. Her arms and legs had been tied. Cloth had been stuffed inside her mouth. Our reporter Ngwenya was at the family home today.
80-year-old Maria Ngwenya was described as a kind-hearted, church-going woman. She died alone in her home here in Mbali, Pietermaritzburg on Wednesday. She was murdered, the family says, allegedly by someone who could be known to her. We spoke to them earlier and they described what unfolded inside this home. They say suspect or suspects, it's unclear how many at this time, made their way inside this home by breaking through this door. But few people knew that this door was here and did not have any burglar guards, and that's their first suspicion, that someone they know could be behind this heinous murder. Now, later in the day on Wednesday, police were called to the home to find out really what had happened to Mama Ngwenya, and they tried to make their way inside the lounge area, but found Mama Ngwenya's lifeless body lying right here on the floor. And according to police, she was found half naked. Her hands and her legs were tied with an electrical rope. Her face was covered with a scarf and there was a cloth stuffed into her mouth. A very heinous crime. Now, post-mortem results or post-mortem investigation is still being conducted, and the family is still awaiting the results to find out how their grandmother had lost her life, as well as to find out whether anything further had happened to her at this point. Now, this happened on Wednesday, and up until today, police say they are still investigating the matter and are yet to make arrests. But the family at this point are concerned about the fact that the suspect could still be at large, and they of course are still mourning the death of their grandmother. This is a picture of her. She was described as someone who always took care of the family and someone who was very kind-hearted in nature. She was laid to rest this weekend, as the family of course still comes to terms with what has happened. This house has been filled with mourners since the passing of Mama Ngwenya, and in fact still her room they've left untouched, because for them it's a memory of what has happened. But here we've spoken to the local councillor as well, who say that crime has been on the rise, and the issue is that people or witnesses are afraid to come forward to say what has happened in this case. So we'll be bringing you the story, an interview with the family as well, on what has happened here later this evening. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Ngwenya in Pietermaritzburg.